As an author, I love when there's nice promotions that actually feature independent content. And the Based Book Sale has been going for a long, long time and doing just that. And it sells hundreds of books, sometimes thousands, for authors, usually a quarterly scenario when it goes through this. Now, the biggest one of the year is the Black Friday weekend sale, which happens right now. And this Based Book Sale is something that's really, really good. I'm happy that this is out there and doing very, very well. And I'll get into it in just a moment as we talk about all things science fiction and fantasy here. This is your real BookTube news, your real fantasy news. And please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about more and more that's coming out from the independent spheres as a contrast to the mainstream media. Appreciate you guys being here. Now, like I said, the Base Book Sale is on, and this is the Substack that they talk about it on. And he actually shows the stats that are coming through, which come through from his Amazon affiliate link. Now, I do most of my own promotion on my Amazon affiliate links, and most of my sales come from mine. And yes, we're actually selling hundreds of books as well. But as far as what's going on through his, there's some interesting things going on. You see there's a Conan book that actually got put into this Base Book Sale this year that a lot of people are gathering up. If you've not read the Conan material, I highly recommend it. I'm going to assume you already have, but this is on here. And you can check it out through this Base Book Sale, which I will put the link in the description below. A lot of stuff. Robert E. Howard has surged to the top of the current sale listings. Ryan M. Patrick is continuing to top the year to date with The Martian Incident, a science fiction thriller. And of course, there's also classic offerings, things like Edgar Rice Burroughs' complete collection, including John Carter of Mars and Tarzan titles, G.K. Chesterson's Father Brown mystery collection. Also, definitely read those if you've not already. Raphael Sabatini's Captain Blood and H. Rider Haggard's King Solomon's Mine dominating the top of the listings. Really good stuff. But we also have a bunch of great independent authors like John C. Wright, Vox Day, and more on this site. Now, it is there's a lot on here. And you could see, here's my Fandom Pulse Substack, which I appreciate that they are promoting us here. You could see all of these wonderful things on here as they talk about the Based Book Sale going on and what you could find via this book sale. Now, this is the first one and what they're talking about. And as you go through the site, you can see all the books that are on here. Now, it may be there's so many books that it's a little difficult to parse through all of these, and I give some recommendations here, which I'm going to give to you as well as we talk about this. Now, this is the Conan illustrated edition that's coming out here. Very, very cool stuff. I've got all these stories myself, but if you've not read those, it's a good one, and it's pretty cool that the Robert E. Howard group is actually participating in this. It's very based of them, and it's actually based with the books too. So I've got 3 books on sale. I have my series starters, and this is where mine start. And I talk about this. This Stars Entwined starts my sci-fi universe. It's a trilogy, but I've also got 2 side stories in it. So if you look on the Amazon listing page when you go into the actual series, I've got the trilogy right here, which is the Stars Entwined, Stars Asunder, Stars Rejoined. And my series starters, I'm always putting it 99 cents to make it easy for you guys to find. Now, this, like I said, has related books as well. I did a romance novel where it's actually people role-playing the Stars Entwined universe that ties into it and actually has an adventure of the Stars Entwined universe that is in it. And then Colony Launch is a standalone book that's set in the universe that actually is a lot like the Heinlein sort of like adventures into space, but it takes place in the middle of book 1 and book 2 of the Eurasian War here. Now, this is a lot like Babylon 5 or the Old Man's War or Deep Space Nine or The Expanse in the way that it's out. It's a sweeping space opera meant to set up a world. So this is something that you might like on that level, and I highly recommend checking it out. And of course, that's what we promote a bit. My new series that I've been doing crowdfunding on is also a spin out of this, of a space exploration of a starship that is coming out of this as well. Now, my next series is my bestseller. It is called For the Adventures of Baron von Monocle for Steam and Country. Now, this is currently a 6-book series, and there will be 2 more coming out. And it starts here with For Steam and Country, again, 99 cents right here. And it's about a girl who inherits an airship from her father and finds herself embroiled in this like war along with her father's former crew. And she actually has to find her father, who is presumed dead, to start the book. And then it sweeps off for this like crazy big adventure across this entire continent and world out here. Now, book 5 is the Steam Knight. And what happened was my fans told me that they really wanted more of the character James Gentry. And so I gave him his own book and his own adventures and his own stories that actually weave through the rest of the thing. Now, the next book that will be coming out will be the Steam Knight 2. which will then catch him up to what goes on in the Crystal Conspiracy, and then we'll have a conclusion of the story probably by the end of next year. So check this out. Thank you guys. This is the fantasy sort of section, and then one more space section. I have another sci-fi universe. This one's a lot like Star Wars, but if Star Wars was based and Christian, and so this is Crusading in Space. It's Justified Saga of the Nano Templar, and it also starts out a trilogy that's very, very similar to this, with Sanctified and Glorified. So a lot of books for you to read in my universes, 2 sci-fi universes and 1 fantasy steampunk universe that's really feels a lot like a Final Fantasy sort of setting, if you like that. So thanks, guys. Those are my books, and I hope you'll check them out. Next, my recommendations from the base book sales are going to be John C. Wright's Space Pirates of Andromeda. Much like my base Star Wars-esque deal, this is a based Star Wars-esque deal. Pairs very well with Justified, so this is a good series to pair with each other. I love this stuff. MS Only does a much more traditional fantasy, and it's super based and super good. He's a great author, and it starts here with Heir to the Sundered Crown, which is another recommendation of mine for this week. Death and the Devil by Vox Day. This is a really interesting one, as he took short stories that are very similar to Terry Pratchett's like death stories, if you remember those in the universe there, and did very poignant stories with very, very good morals to them that are very, very interesting. I actually edited this book, so there's a little connection to me on this, though I don't get paid for any of it. I edited it, and so if you read it, just enjoy it. Next is going to be The Wise of Heart by Hans Schantz. This is there was a movie about the Scopes monkey trial back in the day, and a book about that as well. It's called Inherit the Wind. And this is like a modern take on this, where a teacher's getting arrested for speaking out against gender ideology, and has the state going on this. Really, really, really poignant stuff and good stuff. Great illustrations in this as well, which I recommend. So those are my recommendations through the base book sale. Some other authors other than myself, and of course I've got my books as well if you want to support things here. And I'll put the link for the full base book sale as well as my Stars Entwined. That's what I'm trying to get most people into this universe right now, in the description below. But you can find all of these, of course, online and on Amazon. Just if you like one of these book titles or whatnot, go ahead and just type that in on Amazon, and it'll come up for you. Thank you guys for being here. Let me know what you think about this. Have you gotten any base books you know about this sale? I'd love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon with more fantasy and sci-fi news right here. I'm happy. It's a Black Friday. I'm happy to report some good news and actually cover some based books. I gave my 10 based book recommendations last week, and that seemed to do very, very well on the channel. So let's do some positive news and get this going in our Christmas season. Support some good independent authors, and thank you guys for being here. Is there anybody that I left out that you'd like me to know about? Let me know in the description below as well, or I guess in the comments, not the description. And I appreciate you guys being here. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll be back soon.